What's going on, y'all? It's your man Pristine back with another video. Welcome to the full Pristine review for the Lenovo Z5 Pro. Let's jump right in. Price and specs. $349.99 on AliExpress. I will drop the link in the description down below if this phone is something that you're interested in purchasing. But just stay tuned for the video and find out as much as you can to maybe help you make that determination. But yeah. $349.99 plus taxes. Now, this phone was not released in the U.S. It was released in China only. It was released exclusively to China, and so of course I had to pay a little bit extra money, for DHL shipping and all that. And it still took like a little over a month for me to get this phone, just because the processing took 21 days, and I can't quite understand that, but different companies have their policies. But I'm like, yo, if I order the phone and I pay my money instantly, you've got my money. Why does it take 21 days for processing? And so I came this close to canceling this order on a few different occasions because I am so impatient. I am so impatient. I don't like waiting for things, especially if you got my money. It's like, give me mine. You know what I'm saying? Give me mine. All right. Now, specifications. Oh, let me get my little, yeah. Okay. 6.39-inch Samsung Super AMOLED display. And this display is absolutely beautiful. Okay. Snapdragon 710 processor, 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage that cannot be expanded through SD card expansion. So there are different variants in which you can get this. This is the 64 gig variant. You can get it in 128 gigs, and I believe that's it. Now, if you want to go with a higher gigabyte package, then the newly released Lenovo Z5 Pro GT just recently got released, and my understanding is that has 256 and 512 gigabyte variations, and supposedly that is supposed to be the first device to come out with the Snapdragon 855 processor. And I saw that yesterday for like $700. I mean, so you can get that phone for $700-800 right now. But that's the Lenovo Z5 Pro GT. Same dimensions as this, but like I said, I mean, the internal specs are a tad bit different. The GT has the Snapdragon 855 processor. This has the Snapdragon 710. So the 710 is more of like a mid-range processor, but nonetheless still a really, really good processor. Okay, so those are the price and the specifications right there. Now, build quality. I like the build quality. I've gotten so used to glass sandwich devices, and it is glass on the front and the back. Now, the thing that sucks about this phone is because of the fact that it is a slider phone, and if you don't know what slider phone is, boom. You slide the screen up and down to enable the front-facing camera and the ear receiver right there that also doubles as one of the secondary dual stereo speakers. But we'll test those out a little later in the video. They sound really good. You're not really able to protect your investment in the manner in which I would like to. Now, you can get a tempered glass or like a hard plastic screen protector or something like that. But as far as getting like a case that's going to protect the sides and the back of the device, the options that you've got are very, very, very limited, and it's all because of the fact that this phone is a what? A slider phone. You know what I mean? Now, Xiaomi, they did something very interesting, which I liked. The Xiaomi Mi Mix 3, which is also a slider phone, and mind you, ladies and gentlemen, there's not that many of these out there. I mean, there's this, the Mi Mix 3 by Xiaomi, there's the Honor Magic 2, and maybe there's another one out there, but from what I recall, those are like the three that are out there that people know about. Xiaomi with the Mi Mix 3 seems to be in the lead as far as these slider phones. You don't really hear much about the Honor Magic 2. You don't really hear much about this, but that Xiaomi Mi Mix 3 is making some noise, you know what I mean? And they've put like a little bumper inside of the box that you can actually put around the device. And so it doesn't stop it from sliding up and down. And it's a sliding mechanism just like what I just displayed here. Same thing, same concept. And I'm curious to know why Lenovo maybe didn't put something like that in the box, because, a third-party case for this phone as far as cases and stuff is just pretty much non-existent. There are some cases out there, but you're talking about some very, very, very atrocious looking cases. Eyesores, nothing that I would ever want to put on my device, right? And this is a stunning looking device. I mean, people see the screen and they're just like, whoa, what is that? They're like, man, that's the new Samsung right there. How'd you get it so soon? I'm like, nah, not quite. It's a Samsung made display. So good call, but not a Samsung device. So yeah, protecting your phone is not all that ideal because of the fact that it's a slider device. But nonetheless, I mean, the phone, it feels premium. It's got a little bit of heft to it. It's thin. It's lightweight. But the fact is, it's glass on the front and back. Now, the thing about that is, too, is you would think that a glass sandwich that drops in 2019 or even late 2018, you would think that it's going to have wireless charge capabilities. And sadly, it does not. Now, interestingly enough, the Lenovo Z5 that I reviewed back in mid-2018, that phone was actually advertised to have wireless charging capabilities. It was on the box, it was on the instruction manual, but for whatever reason, whenever I put that phone on any one of my wireless chargers, I've got two on each corner of my desk. I've got one over here and one right here. Nothing ever happened when I dropped that phone on one of my wireless chargers. And it's the same thing with the Lenovo Z5 Pro here. When I put it on one of my wireless chargers, nothing happens. Now, I'm not sure if Lenovo has its own, like, Lenovo branded wireless charger that recognizes Lenovo phones and will wirelessly charge them once you set it on it. But as far as, like, my two Samsung fast wireless chargers that I've got, doesn't work. So, I mean, either you're going to let that be a determining factor or not. I am a little bit uncomfortable with holding this phone just because of the fact that I'm not able to protect it the way that I would like to, which is putting a case on it. And so I find myself when I'm handling this phone to just be extremely cautious, more cautious than I already am. And I'm always very cautious and conscientious of what I'm doing. But the peace of mind that I would like to have when I have this device in my hand, I'm not able to have because of the fact that I'm just not able to protect it. There's nothing on this phone. There's no screen protector. There's no case. There's no nothing. And trust and believe, if you drop this phone, it's going to break. Period. It's going to break. And I haven't heard too much about customer support from Lenovo or anything like that. And so if you drop and break this phone, you might just be asked out. You might just be. You know what I mean? So yeah, build quality for me, I like it. It feels durable. It feels sturdy. Buttons are nice and clicky, tactile responses, but we've got no protection, and that's a huge deal for me. Now, performance. Like I said, Snapdragon 710 processor, and this is my first device that has a Snapdragon 710. That processor was released in 2018. There were a few phones that I know offhand that had that processor in it, and for whatever reason, I didn't get my hands on those devices. So this is actually my first device that I have that has the Snapdragon 710 processor in it, and it's a really, really good processor. I mean, navigating is not a problem, as you can see. Things are nice and smooth and fluid as they ought to be. And I've got my AT&T SIM card in this device. It is GSM unlocked. And so you will see, if the camera can focus there, that I do have all bars, full 4G LTE connectivity. Okay, which is always a plus. And again, be mindful, this phone was not released in the US. I mean, so if you do want to buy this phone, please make sure that you do the research and your homework on whether or not this phone is going to support the carrier bands from the carrier in which you are. And it also depends on where you are. Now, I live in Seattle, Washington, and so for me, this phone is best used with my AT&T SIM card. Again, when I put my AT&T SIM in here, as you just saw, full 4G LTE connectivity, all bars, no problems. And this phone acts in that particular manner pretty much wherever I go. It functions just as it was a phone that was released in the States. But then when I turn around and put my T-Mobile SIM card in it, completely different story. I'm not able to get phone calls. If I do get a call, it drops. I'm not able to hold a full conversation. I'm not able to get my messages, whether it be text messaging or notifications from different applications that I typically get notifications from. All that kind of thing. thing. So you got to be mindful of that stuff. You don't want to buy one of these phones and then not be able to use it because you didn't do your homework. Okay? So definitely make sure you do that. Now, performance. Boom. Bible app. No problem. Let's go to Spotify. Okay, Spotify always takes a minute to load up. Very content heavy application. I'm scrolling. No problem. SoundCloud, same thing. Okay. No problem. You guys want to go shopping? Let's go to Best Buy. Okay. Boom. No problem. Oh, what? You guys want to go to Amazon? Okay. Take me to Amazon. Woo. Yeah. No problem. Just bangs that out. Just like that. Oh, you want to go to AliExpress, which is the application that I bought this phone from? Okay, let's do it. Boom. AliExpress. No problem. Okay, you guys get the hint. Go to recents. I like the side scrolling effect there. Okay. Go back into Spotify. Boom, there it is. No reloading. AliExpress. Boom, there it is. No reloading. SoundCloud. Boom, there it is. No reloading. AliExpress. There it is. No reloading. Best Buy. There it is. No reloading. You want to go to that Bible app and get that word? There it is. Okay. There it is. You guys get the idea. Performance on this phone, not a problem at all whatsoever. It's going to do everything that you need it to do in a very, very snappy, timely fashion. So for me, performance, thumbs up. Cameras. I'm not going to talk too much about the cameras because I just uploaded the camera video for this phone, and I'll drop a link for that in the description so you guys can just click on that and check out the cameras. Now we have a quad core camera system. Quad. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras on this bad boy. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Okay. All right. Now primary sensors on the rear. Okay, 16 megapixel primary, 24 megapixel secondary. On the front of the device. Okay. 16 megapixel primary, 8 megapixel secondary. Now the secondary cameras are telephoto lenses, which provides 2-time optical zoom on the front and the back of the camera. And it also helped with depth in AI information. You know, if you're using AI technologies with this particular camera, or if you're taking portrait photos, then it also helps with getting that depth of field and creating that blur bokeh effect for your photos. Okay, so those are very useful. And again, that's all I'm gonna say about the cameras. Make sure you get down in the link in the description box, and you'll find the link for the camera review. Check that out. Let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, but I gotta say, the cameras are really good in daylight situations or good lighting situations. The phone does have a night mode, but it's not like what we see with the Google Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL, where that phone, or even like the Samsung S9 and the S9 Plus or the Note 9, seems to take some really, really good photos at night. This is kind of hit or miss. I'm not going to say that it doesn't take good photos at night, because some of the photos have been pretty good, but others it's just like, scrap that. Yo, don't you show that to nobody. You know, that's terrible. So, you know, just being honest with you, you know, but in good lighting, just like what we see in a lot of phones, on a lot of phones in lower light conditions, we start to see cameras kind of suffer a bit, you know, drop in quality, you know, resolution, sharpness and detail, things of that nature. And I kind of noticed the same things here on the Lenovo Z5 Pro. But like I said, I have taken some stunning photos in well-lit or daylight type of situations with this camera. So I'm not saying that this camera is bad. I'm just saying it doesn't really do all that well, or as well as it could do in low light situations. But oh my God, I mean, if you're just looking to take photos during the day or in well-lit conditions, oh then man, yeah, you're talking about some very, very share-worthy photos. You know, upload them to your local social media platforms, you know, Instagram, Facebook, you know, Google Plus, whatever you do. You know what I mean? This phone is definitely going to blow your socks off with the photos that it takes in well lit conditions. Okay, so I guess with that said, I can give the camera a thumbs up. I mean, just in lower light situations, then that's when you'll start to see the camera start to suffer just a tad. All right, or suffer a lot, depending on conditions. Now, battery life. We've got a 3,350 milliamp hour battery. For me, last all day. For you, maybe not. It all just depends on how you use your device. If you go hard on your device, if you stream movies on your device, if you play games on your device, if you keep Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and auto sync and location on your device, then chances are you are going to fry your battery in a hurry. And you're the type of individual where you may want to keep a juice pack or keep your cord with you, you know, if you're somewhere where you can plug in and top up. Now, the good thing about that is this phone does have a Type-C port here on the bottom, and we do have fast charge, and from 0 to 100 you are able to charge this phone in about 40 to 45 minutes. I mean, so being able to fully top up from 0 to 100 in under an hour is really, really good. Now, again, I don't get into screen on time and all that jazz because, again, it just depends on how you use your device. Now, me, I'm a light to moderate user, and so even some devices that has been said to have the most horrible battery life, for me, battery life wasn't a problem. It just was not a problem, okay? And then other phones that have killer battery life with the way that I use my device, some people say that, hey, some of the devices that have the best battery life are going to run you like 2 days, 2.5 days. Well, maybe for me, I can get maybe 3.5 days on a single charge just because I'm just a light to moderate user, okay? So, but again, that's going to differ based on how you use your device. But for me, battery life on this phone has been exceptional, okay? It has been exceptional. No problems at all whatsoever, all right? Now, additional features, God, you got a lot of them here. You know, I'm into cosmetics and pretty things, beautiful things, you know what I mean? And this phone is definitely a thing of beauty, just that all-screen display, and we're going to see a lot of this in 2019. I mean, this is what it's going to be as we transition from this, you know, see that notch up there with the iPhone, to phones that are going to have all-screen displays, and they're going to be, you know, companies are going to be doing new and innovative things to do away with the front-facing sensors and stuff. Like here, you know, it's a slide-down device. I mean, so you slide it down, and that's going to enable all your sensors there, and the front-facing speaker. And not to mention, we do have dual stereo speakers. I'll test that in a moment. We've got one here, and then we got one on the bottom right there, which sound really good. I like the fact that we've got a very, very fast facial recognition, okay? I like the fact that we've got double tap to unlock. Oh, you saw that? I like the fact that when the phone is laying on its surface, you just lift it up. And as you just saw, lift, well, lift, boom, and it just recognizes me. Also like the fact that too, I'm gonna close that so it doesn't scan my face, but whenever you lock the phone and unlock it to turn the screen on, you get a different wallpaper. And like I said, I'm into beautiful looking things. This looks absolutely stunning, and the different wallpapers that are just breathtaking. Now, you do see, if you're asking what's that, that's an in-dash fingerprint sensor. Okay, so I just press my thumb on that, and it opens up the phone. Now, sometimes it's hit or miss, you know. It's not as consistent as I would like it to be. We do have the double tap to turn the screen on. You have to place your thumb on it just perfectly, okay? It's definitely not one of those things where you can just barely tap it and unlock the screen. You have to make sure that your thumb is on it so that I can read your thumbprint, and then it opens up. Now, you see, I mean, it doesn't take too long, but it's like if you don't place your thumb on it, see, just like that. I just placed it there to the side. You got to make sure that you place your thumb flush on that section where it is, or it won't unlock. And I know there's some phones that have the in-dash fingerprint sensor. It's like as long as you can put your thumb anywhere on a certain portion of the phone, like the bottom half of the phone, and it's going to unlock. That's not the case with the Z5 Pro here. Okay, you literally have to put your thumb in that one spot, and then it's going to open. Okay, so the fingerprint sensor, it's a little tricky. The fact that this phone is a slider phone, you have to get used to that as well, because like if you try to make a call or something, I mean, people are not used to sliding their phones down to make a call. And so the thing about it, the phone will prompt you if the phone is not slid down to reveal that ear receiver. You can't talk on the phone unless the phone is slid down, because here's the ear receiver right there. Okay, and call quality on this phone is a beast. It's amazing. People that I talk to on this phone sound crystal clear, and they tell me that I also sound crystal clear on the other end. I mean, so, it sounds like you're talking on a landline. All right? Calls on this phone is not a problem at all whatsoever. You just have to remember that when you get a phone call, you have to slide the screen down and answer the call. If you want to place a call, you got to make sure you slide the screen down in order to place that call, or you're not going to be able to place the call. Okay, so there's a couple little things that you're going to have to get used to with navigating this particular device, right? Now, if we go into settings and 4D U-Touch. You see right now we've got the navigation keys, which I have those enabled. But if you hit U-Touch, then that is just navigating the phone with all gestures, okay? And you can hit Learn Gestures. It'll take you through a little tutorial on how to navigate everything, and you'll be good to go if you want to take full advantage of that full screen. Me personally, I feel like it's a little bit easier just having those buttons down there on the bottom. It's not really a big deal. The screen is still gorgeous, and it's not taking up a bunch of screen real estate at the bottom. It's not like it's adding a different color, which kind of takes away from the overall screen real estate. But I noticed that we have some gestures kind of like what we've seen on Motorola. Okay, so if we clap twice, we can do a clap twice to access payment, which is interesting. You could chop twice to wait. Okay, so double chop turns the light on. Chop it again to turn the light off. Okay, if you want to access the camera really quickly, then you can just give it a little twist. All right, and there's your camera right there. All right, and then twist to turn it around to the primary sensor on the rear. Okay, and so those are just some of the more notable things. And then, like I said, those dual speakers. I mean, so let's go to YouTube here, and I'm going to queue up a video. And I'm just going to take it to the camera video for this phone. Why not? All right.
How to put more money in your pocket. Start by downloading QuickBooks Self-Employed from
Make
the
sure
App
the
Store.
volume's turned
Stay on
up.
top of all of your expenses.
And it is. All right. Now you got to make sure that the screen is down so that the sound isn't blocked by the other part of the phone. Okay, turn it to the side. Zoom out to get that full screen display. Speakers sound good. Volume's turned all the way up. No distortion at all on my end. One of my favorite tracks by my man Lakey Inspired. It's called On My Way. I'll put a link for that in the description as well. Copyright free music. He makes some dope tracks, y'all. A lot of my camera reviews, the music that you hear, is from this guy, man. He's called Lakey Inspired. Check him out, man. He's got a lot of dope tracks. I mean, if you just want to download some dope songs or beats for your videos, man, he got you covered. The type of music that I like to listen to, which is kind of mellow, slow, I like that vibe, man. A lot of people may not be into that, but that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to cover the bottom firing speaker. So the sound that you hear right now is coming from that ear receiver speaker, and that provides a lot of the treble, a lot of the clarity, the clear sounds like the hi-hats and things. But then you'll see you're going to get much more of a full, richer sound when I remove my finger. Okay? Yeah, stereo speakers, on point. On point. Like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the key additional features that I'm into. There's a lot more stuff that this phone has to play with. My overall final thoughts, the Lenovo Z5 Pro. Is it a good device? In my personal opinion, yes. It is a good device. In the respect that we've got a powerful processor in it, 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage. You look at everything that it's housing, Samsung, beautiful display, dual stereo speakers, lightning quick facial recognition, in-dash fingerprint sensor, all for $350. That's not bad at all. Lenovo could have very easily charged more for these particular specs. So I think the only drawback with this phone is the fact that it was not released, in the States. And so you're really going to have to do your research on whether or not this phone will or will not work with your carrier. That's the only downside to this. But if you're able to get this phone to function with your carrier, hey, this is what it is in 2019, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to begin to see. It's already happening. We're seeing little phones coming out with the little pinholes. You know, look at the Honor View 20. You know, we got the Samsung, pardon me, the S10 and the S10 Plus getting ready to be released. Look at what they did with that display, the O display. You know what I mean? And so it's 2019. I mean, as the notch gets phased out, this is what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So to get this particular package for $350, if you can get it, if it works in your area, you've got my recommendation. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down button. I'm not tripping, because I understand. You got to take the bad with the good. But you already know, again, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons more videos that I've done like this one, and definitely keep it locked here at Pristine Mobile Tech, because I've got so much more content to come. Be sure to hit that notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you can be the first to check it out. And after you peep the video, get down in the comments section and let me know your questions or comments or feedback of any kind. And I'll do my absolute best to accommodate you by answering any questions just through the messaging or through future videos that I plan on doing. All right? And you guys already know, man. Stay safe. Get spiritually fit. We're definitely living in the last days in 2019. I'm not trying to scare anybody. That's just the reality of the situation. But if you've got Christ in your life, you ain't got nothing to be afraid of. You know what I mean? Get Christ in your life and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. This is the Lenovo Z5 Pro. I'm your man Pristine, the host, bringing you the content. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.